Hello everyone, this is Fine from Awesome Tech Gaming Pro. I hope you all are well. Today I'm going to talk about the 2 TV. The upper TV is 77-inch Samsung latest S95C, which released few months ago, and the bottom side 85-inch Samsung QN90B, which is 2022 model TV. It's a mini LED backlight panel TV. Whether S95C is a QD OLED panel. The previous model was Samsung S95B. This is the successor. For 2023, Samsung is venturing a little farther into the vibrant blue waters of QD OLED with a two model range, of which this S95C is the flagship model, unlike the step down S90C, which is in specification terms very much like last year's S95B. The S95C boasts second generation QD OLED technology that promises vastly higher peak brightness and greater durability. It also has a one connect box to keep cables away from the display, and to these eyes, one of the most stylish overall designs of any TV you can currently buy. In theory, this Samsung properly delivering on the promise of QD OLED technology, and it's fair to say that it's one of the most technically capable TVs. The last year's S95B is one of the most strikingly thin TVs ever made, with the vast majority of its chassis being just a couple of millimeters thick. It has a chunkier section that houses the processing hardware, speakers, and connections. But even this is more compact than the equivalent of most OLED TVs. S90C has a very similar design to last year's model, but this flagship S95C goes another route, one that's reminiscent of LG's G series gallery models. The uniformly thin design has been achieved by moving all of the connections, including power, to an external One Connect box. This year's One Connect, which is exclusive to the S95C QD OLED and the QN900C, QN800C, and QN700C 80 QLEDs, is very similar to last year's, much wider but slimmer than the brick design of old, and attachable to the rear of the stand for those who are happy with a more typical arrangement. Those who do position the One Connect box away from the set will then have just one brilliantly slim capable running to the TV. It's also worth noting here that the S95C benefits from a new anti-reflective coating that's exceptionally effective. The matte surface suppresses reflections very well indeed. Even in a bright lit room, LG's G3 has something similar, but standard OLEDs such as the LG C3 and Sony 8TL do not. The second generation QD OLED panel is undoubtedly the most notable feature of the S95C. Samsung says this allows the new set to go about 30% brighter than last year's S95B. That should make it capable of hitting a peak brightness figure of over 2000 nits when in its brightest, most processed picture modes, and around 1300 nits in its most cinematically accurate pictures. Ultimately, putting figures on this sort of thing is always tricky, as peak brightness can be measured in a variety of ways and in a variety of different picture presets. The long and short of it is that the S95C should be roughly as bright as the MLA boosted LG G3 and significantly brighter than any OLED TV launched pre-2023. Brightness isn't everything, of course, and Samsung would argue that the quantum dot element of its QD OLED TV will give it an advantage over WOLED TVs such as the G3 when it comes to color vibrancy, particularly in the brightest parts of the picture. It's worth nothing here, though, that the LG G3 doesn't suffer from washed out highlights in the way that some people predicted. It's in fact lovely and rich even in its brightest areas. Naturally, you will want to send lots of HDR content to the S95C in order to see it at its best. As ever, the HLG, HDR10 and HDR10 Plus formats are supported, but Dolby Vision is not. Samsung still claims that it sees no benefit to Dolby Vision over the formats it already offers, but it's hard not to see the decision as needlessly stubborn when Dolby Vision content is so widespread. The lack of Dolby Vision support means Dolby Vision gaming is obviously off the menu, but S95C supports every other gaming feature of note, including 4K 120 Hz, 140 Hz for PC, VRR and ALLM across all four of its 48 GB per second HDMI 2.1 inputs. Dolby Atmos is on board, and the S95C has a 70 watt 4:2 sound system. This should be a big improvement on the pretty weak 60 watt 2:2 arrangement of the S95B. Not simply because the numbers are higher, but because the new design allows for better placement of the speakers. Samsung's 2023 operating system is an improvement on last year's, doing a better job of putting the content and features you actually want where you need them. It's more responsive and fluid in use too. There are still times when you can't seem to find the source or setting that you are looking for. Though, and as with LG's current TVs, far too much of the home screen is dedicated to advertising. Usually every app is present, and in 4K HDR10, HDR10 Plus in the case of Prime Video and Apple TV and Dolby Atmos, where the content allows. There are also apps for cloud gaming via the likes of GeForce Now and Xbox. The latter is exclusive to Samsung TVs. On the other hand, if you see the QN90B, it is a very good TV, possibly the best mini LED LCD TV on 2022. The QN90B sits at the high end of Samsung's 4K Neo QLED TV line for 2022. Its main improvement over the less expensive QN85B is better local dimming according to the specification sheet. Samsung does offer a more expensive website called a bending plate. Samsung's sleek rounded remote is my favorite TV clicker overall thanks to superior form and function. The keys are well placed, decently sparse and lack grayish colors, and raised volume and channel bars are a nice change from standard buttons, and the metallic wrap around finish feels high end. I love that it's rechargeable rather than reliant on batteries, and you can top it off via USB-C, the solar cell on the back of RF harvesting. Like all Samsung TVs, the QN90B has Samsung's new gaming hub, which connects to cloud gaming services, including Xbox Game Pass, Google Stadia, Nvidia GeForce Now, and Amazon Luna. The most important image quality feature on the QN90B is the Neo QLED mini LED powered backlight with full array local dimming. Local dimming improves LCD image quality by making certain areas of the picture dimmer or brighter in reaction to what's on the screen, which significantly boosts contrast. While mini LEDs are brighter than larger ones, judging from Samsung's obscure Quantum HDR32X specifications, the QN90B has more dimming zones and brighter images than the step-down Q85B, and fewer zones than the 8K models. But Samsung doesn't say exactly how many zones or how bright. It does tout new for 2022 shape adaptive light control processing set to reduce glooming and stray illumination, and it seems to work well. Like all of Samsung QLED TVs, as well as most higher-end TVs from Vizio, Hisense, and TCL, the QN90B's LCD panel is augmented by a layer of quantum dots, microscopic nanocrystals that glow a specific wavelength when given energy. The effect is better brightness and color compared to non-QD equipped TVs. The QN90B uses a true 120 Hz panel, which improves the TV's motion performance. The set supports high dynamic range content in the HDR10 and HDR10 Plus formats. Samsung TVs lack the Dolby Vision HDR support found on most competitors' HDR TVs. I've seen no evidence that one HDR format is inherently better than the other, so I definitely don't consider the lack of Dolby Vision a deal breaker on this TV. Connectivity is excellent. All four of its HDMI inputs are compatible with 420 Hz signals. So if you have multiple devices that output it like a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox Series X and high-end PC card, you're all set. The QN90B also handles variable refresh rate, including AMD's FreeSync Premium Pro and a standard VRR formats LLM, which lets it automatically switch to game mode to reduce input lag when it detects you're playing a game and ER. The list is mostly solid unless you happen to own a legacy device that requires analog video or audio. Like many new high-end TVs, the QN90B lacks analog inputs, entirely audio or video. On the flip side, it is one of the few TVs with a built-in ATSC 3.0 tuner for next-gen TV signals. So tell me your thoughts about the two TV. Which TV you choose, the expensive S95C or the $2,600 QN90B, which is very bright mini LED TV? Please write in the comments below. That's it from now. If you like this video, please subscribe and press the bell icon for future notifications update. Thanks for watching.
To change your